Hey there guys, and welcome to Tech Engineered. Today we're going to be teaching you how to remove old Windows Update files off of your computers to help you free up some space on your boot drive. A lot of us use SSD boot drives in the consumer and prosumer computer building scene, so those can fill up pretty fast because we usually buy smaller capacities of them. And I think you'd be surprised by how much space those old Windows 10 updates can take up. So let's get started. Let's start off by talking about some more background on the issue. Basically, when Windows 10 does an update, it saves the files so that you can revert back to the old versions of the operating system. And I think this is because Windows finally understands that they don't have that great of a software engineering team anymore. I think it's kind of lacking in their updates that sometimes get released are pretty broken. But it's nice that they give you the feature to revert back, but after a while those files pile up and you don't really need to revert back anymore. So we're going to show you how to kind of change that and to delete these files and clear up some free space on your computer. Before I knew about this little trick, I had like 20 gigs of leftover Windows Update files on my computer. So that freed up quite a bit of space on my 250 gig SSD. So let's go ahead and move over to my computer so I can show you guys how to do this. So basically the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to open up the start menu and search for disk cleanup. You're going to hit that and it's going to open up this little box right here, which allows you to select which drive you want to clean up. These files will be stored on the boot drive, which will be marked with a little Windows logo on it, and it usually is drive C. So we're going to go ahead and select drive C, and this tool does work to clean up temporary files and stuff off of other drives, but drive C is where you're going to have the majority of your stuff, and that's where these files are. So we're going to click OK. It's going to calculate real quick, then pop up this new window, which is going to have a bunch of things that you can select, like downloaded program files, temporary internet files, basically a bunch of temporary files that you don't really need. It'll have your recycle bin, and you can see that just from this, here I'm going to go ahead and select this temporary files too. And just from what's here, I have 3.78 gigabytes of just files that don't need to be on my computer that I can clear up. So that'll help you clear up some stuff. But these Windows Update files that we're trying to get rid of aren't listed here. So how we're going to do that is we're going to click this button down here, which is Clean Up System Files. And that'll bring up the window again. And we're going to go ahead and click OK on the boot drive and let this crank through. It'll take a little bit longer to scan through and find those new Windows Update files. So now we'll see all this. So I'm going to have to select the temporary files again that I selected in the previous screen, but we're going to see some more options on here. And most of these you can just kind of ignore, except for this Windows Upgrade log files. We can select that, and we can also select the temporary Windows installation files. So these will remove those basically old versions of Windows that are still on your computer. So if you do this, you will not be able to revert back, but if you're comfortable with your current Windows install, we can go ahead and get rid of those, and it'll free up some space on your computer. So then we just click OK and delete files, and it'll crank through and delete these files. And there it goes, it's done. So now we have some extra free space on our SSD. Now, in our situation, we were only able to delete like a couple gigs worth of files from the computer, but again, when I first ran this, I deleted almost 20 gigs of Windows Update files, and also you can snag those temporary files while you're using the disk cleanup tool, and it is a really handy tool to have just to save some space on your drives and get rid of some of those temporary files that you don't really need to be there that are left over from old software installs and things like that. So hopefully this video has gained you some extra space on your drive, your main boot drive, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a like on it. If you like the content on this channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have advice for future content that I can make, leave that in the comments section below. And be sure to check out the videos on the end screen and enjoy those and like them if you enjoy them. But I will see you guys in the next video.